Thank you, Tracy, very much. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be here with Ginsberg again for another great year. My name is Gerald Drummond. I'm the executive chef for Campbell's Food Service for North America. What I'm going to take you through today is just go through some value proposition. There's a reoccurring theme since coming out of the pandemic, and that is how do you cross-utilize SKUs within your inventory, and you're going to get a really good understanding of that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it another level deeper and talk about value proposition. What is value proposition? How do you take an inexpensive ingredient and then elevate it? And elevating it means how do you elevate it to get a better check average? An example I'm going to take you through is one of our formats for Campbell's Food Service. I'm actually going to backtrack a little bit. So Tracy was saying 36 years experience. That experience is being in the shoes of a chef and working behind the lines. So what does that mean? I know what the headwinds are. It's labor. But within that labor, there's that macro piece that we need to talk about, and that's the skill factor of your labor. A lot of newer individuals are getting into the food service industry. They don't have that much experience. So what I'm going to do is also write recipes that are going to be friendly for the food service operator. Minimal steps, minimal ingredients, minimal time. So within that, I'm going to take you through some of our value SKUs. One of those is, in food service, we have a condensed chicken noodle soup. About a year and a half ago, we said, how can we even help operators even more? One of the ways is take an iconic classic soup, chicken noodle, but it's also our least expensive within our portfolio. So what we say is, what's trending? A lot of the recipes and new innovation we go through is done through insights and trends. We do a deep dive to find out what's trending in the food service industry. You probably all know that spice is really, really popular right now. You go down the snack aisle, what do you see? Flaming Hot, Carolina Reaper, Ghost Pepper. Let's also now talk about Nashville Hot, which I'm going to turn this condensed chicken noodle soup into a Nashville Hot chicken noodle soup. But then at the end of it, we're going to have a little bit of fun on how we elevate it and push it to the center of the plate. You can take a $3.95 cup of soup, add a few twists and turns to it, and now you can move that up to $7, $8, $9, even $10. And I'm going to show you through that right now. So I got a pot on that's hot. I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit so I don't smoke myself out up here. I'm going to add a little bit of oil, a little bit of red peppers, get it really nice and hot. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. So once the peppers get nice and translucent, I'm going to add a little bit of spice mixture to this. So what is the Nashville Hot? Nashville Hot is a mixture of cayenne, paprika, chili powder, brown sugar, garlic powder. The sugar is the most important ingredient in the Nashville Hot because if you just leave the sugar out, it's just going to be a hot soup for you. The sweetness helps to counterbalance all the other spices. So what I do now is I'm going to add the spices that I pre-measured. I'll turn this off for a second. So add the spices, get it a little bit toasted. The aroma that's coming off, and I'm going to add a little oil to it a little bit. You want to have a little bit of that oil to help bloom out those spices. Now this is nice and toasted. I'm then going to add the pre-measured water. Now I can turn this back up. What do I do next? Take the soup that's already been, I slacked it out a little bit for time savings. And I'm going to add the condensed chicken noodle soup to this mixture. And if you've had chicken noodle soup, you know it's that really light yellow golden brown. Well, when you have that Nashville Hot, you're going to have a really deep red soup. Now what I want to do is just bring this to a boil. And while that's coming up to a boil, I want to talk about another dish that's centered around value proposition, but also some of our newest innovation within our Campbell's food service. So this one here can just continue to sit, and then we're just going to garnish it up really nicely in a little bit. Okay, so within the Campbell's food service portfolio, in our soup line, we have 3 different type formats. Yep, I see it. Yep, thank you. I need a wardrobe fix right here. Thank you, Tracy. So within our portfolio, we have our 50-ounce condensed soup. We also have our condensed tub soup, which 3 4-pounders come in a case. The good thing about this one, you're not shipping water or receiving water. You add the water to it. 99% of our tub soups is a water recon or reconstituting it with water. So this container here is a 64-ounce. With the water, it comes out to a 1 gallon. Our 50-ounce condensed, you reconstitute it with water, so you end up with 100 ounces as the end yield. The next one I want to talk about is our pouch soup, which is a 64-ounce pouch. It comes frozen, 4 of these in a pouch. So all you could either, from an operator standpoint, you could take our pouch soup, boil it in a bag, put it in a steamer, from frozen, 30, 35 minutes. From thawed, you're looking at 25 to 30 minutes. So I love this pouch format because it's sort of like set it and forget it. You can put it in a steamer, set the timer, very little touch point. With the condensed, you got to measure out the water. So you're going to have just a little bit more labor behind it. But again, they both work perfectly fine. The pouch that I have in my hand is our latest line extension. It is an aged white cheddar cauliflower. We developed this soup. Actually, this soup was developed from my kitchen counter during the pandemic. We wanted to look at what is the newest SKUs out there. And one thing we found out was aged white cheddar is really, really popular. If you just put aged white cheddar on, just if you say you just had cheddar on your burger and you're selling it in a restaurant, if you add aged white cheddar, you can actually add more money to that burger because the aged white cheddar perception, it's higher quality and a premium cheese. We wanted to have that in our portfolio because we also know that our #1 selling SKU or the #1 soup variety across the US is not chicken noodle soup, it's broccoli cheddar. So we wanted to say, how can we do an elevated version? Because when you think cauliflower, you think broccoli. It's the cousin to broccoli. So it is an aged white cheddar cauliflower bisque. It is cauliflower particulates, and the majority of this you're seeing is cauliflower puree. Then we're top noting it with aged white cheddar and a little bit of Parmesan. And what that Parmesan does, it comes from the back to elevate and give you more of that lactic cheese flavors that you would want to get from a premium soup. What I love about this is it has a lot of versatility to it, which I'm going to take you through right now. So this is our aged white cheddar cauliflower, and I'm going to turn it into an aged white cheddar cauliflower alfredo. Okay, get a little bit of oil in the pan. Turn this on. Some simple ingredients that I'm going to add to this. And some of the ingredients can be completely optional for you. So I'm going to add a little bit of onions that I pre-cooked. With that, I'm going to add a little bit of bacon. You can omit the bacon out if you want. I like having that bacon in there because it gives it a nice smoky flavor. I'm going to add some sun-dried tomatoes that's already been rehydrated. Let this come together. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic to this. Just a little bit. Keep an eye on the soup over here. Okay. Now what I'm going to add is just a touch of parsley. And I already have some of the soup already measured out. So this is the same soup from the pouch. Just let this come up, and it's very quick. When I work with operators, I show them how they can take this, keep the aged white cheddar cauliflower in their soup vein on the line, and then as they're making this dish, they can actually just use, you're working from the same vein, so you don't have to keep the aged white cheddar cauliflower in two different places. Now what I'm gonna do is just gonna accent this with a little bit more roasted cauliflower. What's great about this, you can keep this completely vegetarian if you want. Now I'll just turn this down. Now I'm just going to add a couple handfuls of pasta to this. And you can do this if you, depending on your operation, if you're a chain account, still again, huh? That's okay. There we go. 2 pieces now, huh? Thank you. From an operator standpoint, you could actually take this if you're a chain account. You can do this as a composed plate from your restaurant line. If you run a K through 12 or a college, CNU, or even a cultural institution, you could actually turn this into and do it in a hotel pan. So you actually can just have it where it's just completely 100% done. I'm going to show you as a single plate. I guess this doesn't want to stick to my face. All right, turn this back up. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit of taste real quick. Yep, just let this get a little bit hot. Now I'm just gonna add a touch of Parmesan cheese to this. And a touch more parsley. And this will pretty much finish off the dish. I'm just gonna let it come up. And right about now, the Nashville hot chicken noodle soup is coming up. So now I'm just going to do some very quick plating. I am going to add a little bit of pepper to this. Everything comes together in this aged white cheddar cauliflower really nicely. There we go. Now, I'll just start ladle this in. Shut this off. Garnish it with just a touch more Parmesan, a little bit of parsley on top. You could serve it in a bowl or a cast iron little pan like this, and that's how you can elevate the aged white cheddar and cauliflower. I'm gonna let this Nashville hot come up just a little bit more, but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna show you the garnishing little trick here that's gonna make it a lot of fun to eat with. So, grab another glove. So how we're gonna finish this dish is we're gonna garnish it with some Nashville hot popcorn chicken and some dill pickles. So what we'll do is Ken's has a Nashville hot sauce actually at their counter, at their booth, and I'm actually using that. So I'm just gonna take the popcorn chicken that I have already, just toss it. So it's nice and coated. Then take a skewer. Thank you, Martha.
Welcome.
I'm actually just going to skewer these with some pickles. Some of the Nashville hot. Another pickle. Nashville hot. Another pickle. Put that to the side. Now the soup is hot and ready. This can be in your bain-marie ahead of time, and all the cook has to do is do the garnishing piece. We've also developed 2 more recipes using the chicken noodle soup, where we've done a gochujang chicken noodle soup and a Thai red curry chicken noodle soup. You saw where I reconstituted it with 64 ounces of water. I would recon it for the Thai red curry chicken noodle soup, do 50% water, 50% coconut milk, and 2 tablespoons of red curry paste, and the soup is completely done. 2 ingredients, completely different soup that's on trend, because within the Asian cuisine, you're seeing a lot of Thai. You're seeing another layer of Japanese come up. You're seeing Korean come up. You're seeing Vietnamese come up. So how can you have fun with that? The gochujang is a Korean condiment. A couple tablespoons of that into the chicken noodle soup. So you have 3 different types: Nashville hot, gochujang, and Thai red curry, using the same SKU. Value proposition, take it and elevate it, and you can actually get a higher check average. Now, just take that, put that right over top of the soup, and now you have something fun to eat while you have a very on-trend, economical chicken noodle soup. Thank you, and that's actually the end of it.